What's going on, YouTube? It's me. I'm looking spiffier and I'm looking sicklier than usual, or maybe not looking but sounding sicklier. My nose is a little bit stuffy, so excuse me for that. But I wanted to take the time to share my experience with StudioSuits. Since at the point I was ordering, there's one YouTube review, apart from this one, obviously, that I'm gonna upload, that did a good job going over, but it skipped out on stuff like fit guarantee, and that's, I think, one of the best parts I had with StudioSuits. So I think it's good to go over all of that, and I think I'm gonna just go over my general experience and share what you can expect from the brand, and if it's even a good option for a first suit, second suit, and so on. So a good thing to start with is the sizing. I went with fit guarantee, which I'm so glad I did. The first suit that arrived, it arrived about 3 weeks after I put my order in. The jacket fit fine. Shoulder wise it fit fine, sleeve length wise it fit fine, but it was a little bit long, about like an inch and a half, 2 inches too long. The pants were honestly kind of atrocious. They were so tight to the point where anytime I like bent over, I felt like they were gonna split in two. And I did order a slim fit, but I think that's pushing slim. That was a no-go. That's not something you should wear out in public. So yeah, that brings me on to the second iteration of the suit. So I contacted them. I requested a remake, and they asked me to update my measurements, which I did, and then they basically took it from there and made a remake that arrived about 3 weeks later, and I think they nailed that. So I went with a classic fit for the pants, update my measurements to a little bit bigger, and they nailed it. That was perfect. I think the pants fit perfectly now, the jacket fits perfectly now. It got shortened by an inch and a half I requested, and I think everything is excellent. The biggest gripe I have and I think it's honestly because it's fit guarantee, and I'm gonna go over a little bit, is the fabric. I went with a blue merino wool fabric, which is kind of misleading because it's a blend. It's a 35% polyester blend, so it's 65% merino wool, which leaves you with a fabric that looks fine. Like, nobody could tell it's a pretty affordable suit, but if you feel the fabric, it feels like something you would find at like a Kohl's or a Macy's or something. It doesn't breathe premium, but at the price point, I don't know if you can really ask for something that feels premium. Obviously, you could get a more premium fabric if you don't go with fit guarantee, because fit guarantee limits you to about 11 fabric options, I believe it was, and they're all sort of on the cheaper end of fabrics. So fit guarantee limits your fabric options, which is kind of disappointing. Frankly, if you could get fit guarantee with a more premium fabric, that would be the dream, and I think that would be the best approach for somebody to get their first suit. You could just get like 100% wool, fit guarantee, make sure it fits right and it looks great and it feels great. At the current point, even with the cheaper fabric, I think it still is the best option you have as far as your first suit, just based on the price. Obviously, if you're willing to spend more, you could go for something better. But I don't think there's anything I really desire apart from a better fabric. And as I said, the fabric looks fine. It just doesn't necessarily feel special. And if that doesn't matter to you, I think shoot your shot. Go for it. I think you're gonna end up with a well-fitting suit, and it's an excellent option at the price point. Now, what I think would be even better is, now that, for example, I have my measurements set and I know everything fits right, I think if you get a custom suit with an improved fabric option, I think that would be like knocking it out of the park, like really special value, because you're gonna get a good fabric, something that fits great, has good craftsmanship for a affordable price. I mean, it's really all you can ask for. So I really hope that I can find that out. If I get an occasion to get another suit, I would love to get another suit. Uh, but yeah, if you're thinking about getting your first suit, go with fit guarantee. Even though you won't have the option to get a more premium fabric, I think it's an excellent option because you're gonna end up with a well-fitting suit. And frankly, I think that's the most important thing. You need a well-fitting suit that looks great, which is why you got it, right? You got it to look great. You didn't get it to like necessarily feel the fabric of it, right? I think the biggest piece is for you to look great in it, and I think they nailed that pretty well. So yeah, overall my experience with StudioSuits has been pretty good. I'd love to get more stuff from them. They order like they have custom shirts and stuff. But as far as a suit option, I think they're probably the best approach for a first suit, as long as you go with fit guarantee. And for a second suit, in theory, they could still be the best, or even second or third, fourth, fifth. Once you have your measurements, they could be even more special because you could get a better fabric, and at that point, I think you lose the biggest pitfall of the whole experience, right? So I'm not gonna drag on this video for too long. I think you get the main idea. I had a good experience. This is, by the way, unsponsored. I bought the suit by myself. I went through the whole process by myself. They don't even know I'm making this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helps you in your pursuit for a nice fitting budget suit. And that's gonna be it for me.